So this is my guide to swimming with sharks, and you're going to find in the guide how to get past sharks. This is the idea that there are people, there are souls, there are situations. A shark can be a corporation, a shark can be a situation we found ourselves in, a shark can be an actual person in our life. But this is something that literally takes a bite out of us, literally wounds us, literally makes us afraid of the future, right? We all have these kind of situations, and I think we're all struggling as humans to understand this. So I have presented here 5 tips to swimming with sharks from my experience so far with swimming in the deep. Seems I hang out with these guys a lot. So tip number 1. This comes directly from the Conversations with God book series, which is God says, always, always, always compose, don't oppose. So the sharks are not our enemies in that sense. No one is our enemy. We live in a total system that is united in spirit. It all comes from the same creator. So we have to compose these sharks into our worldview. Our worldview must include this reality, that these exist. This is the issue of, human beings often want to pretend that, the gays will go away, that the blacks will go away, that the Jews will go away. Like whatever it is their hearts can't deal with and consider as a shark. And it's like, no, we have to figure out a way to compose it all together and not oppose it. That has to be a deep premise. So right off the bat, these sharks aren't going anywhere unless you want to be a bastard and kill them all, right? So what are we going to do? Our worldview must include the sharks. And how do they fit in your story? They always fit in our story. We create our own reality. You wrote these sharks in for a reason. Why did you put them in the script? Right? There is a reason. And sometimes it's a plot point. Sometimes it's a character development point. Sometimes it's just to push along the narrative. Step 2, know your emotional boundaries every time you go swimming with the sharks. You need to know where it is in the water you get afraid. Where it is, how close you can get, what you're afraid of truly, what you're willing to deal with, what you're comfortable with. Are you willing to move that slightly or not slightly? How do you feel going in? And how much time? Time is a boundary. Don't forget time and space. So sharks smell fear. And so, right off the bat, allowing yourself to go into fear pretty much can guarantees you will be gobbled up. Having a plan ahead of time for what you will do whenever you're in front of a shark versus staying in the fear of sharks. There's 2 conscious ways to go. We can sit here and be in the fear, or we can be processing our exit strategies and what we can do. These are choices in our awareness. So knowing your emotional limits going in and having a plan will help you. Step 3, do not bleed out. Do not bleed out. What does that mean? Well, first of all, blood in the water is basically the shark seeing that this is easy prey. Bleeding out is that you are at that time allowing your knees to collapse and falling into a pity party at the worst time. All right? I believe in pity parties. I believe in self-compassion. I believe in self-mercy. Not in front of sharks. There is a time and a place, and as part of the boundary issue, step 2, right? There's a time and a place. So this is not the moment for a pity party. This is not a moment to bleed out. They don't care, and it's only going to bring in more sharks. The more you pity party in public, I guess, needlessly, and letting yourself bleed all over the place, the more you're going to attract sharks, So we all know that person, in the office or whatever, who is always talking about how horrible things are all the time. And they're the ones that get their car keyed, and they're the ones that, get like the negative stuff happen to them that seems to be random. It all happens to them, and then it just all feels more sharks. And it's an endless cycle that you can't end. Step 4, please do not feed the sharks. Please do not feed the sharks. Do not offer your help to the sharks. Do not do that light walker approach. Well, I'll just go up and offer them. They'll eat you up, man. That is my, pride here, being very honest. Like, that was my problem. Do not offer money. Do not offer help. Do not offer to talk about it. You are shark bait. Okay, and, they didn't ask for your help in 9 out of 10 times. It's not the way to deal with a shark. I've got bites all over my body that I will post later on Facebook. Step 5, remember God is with you at all times. In fact, if you don't know who God is in this equation, the water you are swimming in is God. All right? Don't let some little shark in this tank scare you off, because the truth is that we are with Creator at the water level. The water molecules, everything holding you up, everything that lets you float on by, everything that's floating by the shark. This is the point where you have to have faith that there's something greater that exists between you, the shark, and everything. And it's a choice whether or not you want to step out on this faith ledge, okay? But faith is starting to go, I believe in that I come from a higher power, and that this is not part of the story. This is not part of what's about to happen. I'm not about to be eaten. God is with me. And begin to use that faith. God is with me, and begin to use it. See what happens and report back.